How is everybody doing? This is Justin Simpers with another edition of How to Make More Money. Well, look, we all know that's really not what it's all about. It's really all about getting in touch with your star player, which is you, yourself, and building that foundation for success and moving forward with a foundation of success built on solid principles. Today, I'm going to discuss some of the things that's happened in my life, through sharpening the iron that's in my tool belt, is how I've honed in on some of the principles that I would consider valuable for success, really imperative. But, having lost my financial rear end more than a few times, let me tell you, I understand what rebuilding and rebranding is all about. When I was a kid, a lot of the, financial instability that we had, we had money, we didn't have money, we had money, we didn't have money, whatever the circumstances were that brought those around, it is what it is, and I had to deal with adversity, right? No, we weren't on the streets. I had a roof over my head, hot water, and a toothpaste, so there was a lot to be thankful for, but lessons were not learned until way later in my life. And I have fallen on my face financially 2 times as a grown adult. 2 times. The first time was when I had my Subway franchise. Thought, hey, I'm gonna make my retirement here. I'm gonna own 15 Subway franchises. I'm gonna be, the king of sandwiches, right? It didn't work out that way. Whether the circumstances were my own or not, which they weren't, it didn't. And it left me in a spiral down the sink, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Having rebuilt myself in the mortgage industry in the early 2000s, I was paying off debt that I had incurred through my spiraling downhill. I was, not saving money. I was making money that I had never made before, and I thought, I'm invincible. I was in my latter 20s, early 30s, and for whatever reasons, my instability as a kid and falling flat on my face as a young adult in the business world, I literally learned nothing and retained nothing when it came to financial stability. So when the market crashed, I wouldn't say that I had too many doors open. I wouldn't say that I had too much of a savings account. And shortly after the crash at the end of 2007, I find myself in foreclosure, looking at a bankruptcy, and seriously rearranging my life again. There was, a lot to be learned from that adventure. A lot of that was self-induced through not learning lessons that I should have learned before. I'm always about who you know as opposed to what you know. And I worked my connections, but I don't think I left too many doors open. It took me a while to figure that out. And I built myself such a monthly nut that it was almost impossible to cover that nut, even at $150,000. So, setting myself up for failure was something I definitely did then. And I can tell you, my son asked me the other day, he said, if you made $1 million a year guaranteed, would you own a Rolls Royce? And the answer to that question was no, not unless I had full retirement set up and everything set up to fall back on so that I would never end up in that position ever again. There were so many things that I learned, so many things. I converted always be closed in ABC, one of the principles of sales, to ABM, always be marketing. Always have a door open. Don't have your foot out the door. Leave as many doors open as possible. But ABM, always be marketing. I'll tell you the truth, right now I'm burned out. Phone weighs 1,000 pounds for me to pick up. I am finding ways to market and I am finding ways to get through it, but that fire that I have inside to not let anything like that happen to me and my family again, and to give my family stability is what keeps driving me on a daily basis. But don't go thinking that you are the only one in your situation. I have struggled. I struggle. Life is a struggle. I'm learning every day. But anyway, keep moving, keep chugging. Reach out to me with any questions that you may have. And I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you.